Hey everybody, and welcome to Manga Palate, the show where I, Pistacia Luna, here with my co-host.
Manga Chef Isaiah.
Yeah, watch, read a thing, I don't know, talk about it? Yeah. All right, I picked this thing because I really, really, really love this movie. What's it called?
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, and I guess my first thing to say is, how do you like it?
It was funny.
It was really funny, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, I love that movie. It's so funny. It's a really funny movie. So yeah, movie came out in 2014, first at Sundance in January, then 6 months later well, 5 months later in June in New Zealand, which is where everybody who worked on it is from. And like another half a year later, a little bit more, in February, it came out here in the States. And I remember seeing trailers for it, and I was like, "Fuck, this movie looks really funny." It was the first time I heard of Taika Waititi, and now everybody knows him as the guy who made that Thor movie.
Mm.
And I was like, I just remember hearing, I was like, whoa, wait, that guy? Wait, he's doing a Thor movie? It's weird. It's weird. Recently he put out that movie Jojo Rabbit about the kid with the imaginary Hitler that I talked about a while back.
Yep.
And yeah, man, the guy's really funny. I like him. He worked with Jermaine Clement. That's like one of the two guys who makes up Flight of the Conchords. The guy's Brett. And they both acted in the movie and they wrote it and directed it together. And fuck, this is a good ass movie. So yeah, what's it about?
It's a documentary on vampires from like thousands of years ago. Living
Thousands
with
is
each
a bit
other.
much.
Like
Hundreds.
800.
Yeah, no, Vlad is the oldest and he's 800. Viago's like 400 and Deacon's like 200. They're all hundreds.
It's 100.
That's why at the beginning when they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna invite Peter to the flat meeting. Hey, Peter," and then it's like just he doesn't even speak.
Yeah.
Like
It's like
Peter's just in the
8,000.
coffin. Yeah, and he goes upstairs. He goes like, "Is Peter coming?" He's like, "Peter's 8,000 years old. Peter is not coming." It's Which is just something I love. It like, yeah, Peter's 8,000 years old. He's not coming up.
Nah.
Just leave him down there. I love Peter so much because Peter's like literally looks like Count Orlok, like Nosferatu,
Mhm.
right? And like he's just hanging out there, and like he's not verbal, so he doesn't speak, but everybody tells stories about Peter.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, man, I remember like I got taken into a dungeon and then I got like all my blood drained, and just as I was about to die, he said he made me drink his blood, and he was like, "You are a vampire now," and then you just see Peter sitting there. And he
Yeah.
like nods his
Yeah.
head like, yes,
Yeah, I did that.
yes, that is what happened. And I also love the montages where they're doing like house shit, and then one of the things is Viago's brushing Peter's teeth for him
Yeah.
because he's like, I guess he just doesn't move much.
Yeah. He's got to keep his teeth clean.
Yeah. He's got giant teeth because he looks like Count Orlok.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, it is a mockumentary kind of thing where it's just these vampires that live in New Zealand.
Hmm.
That's kind of it. It's their day to day while they're waiting for like the big party at the end of the year, or in the middle of the year.
They meet new vampires. Well, new people.
Yeah, they meet new people. They always shit on the. Can I just say my favorite thing about when they're talking about Deacon is that they're like, "Oh yeah, Deacon's always been like the rebel out of us," and he goes like, "Yeah, I was a Nazi, and like I made vampire Nazis." And I was like, all right. And then it cuts to like fake footage of Hitler going, "With my vampire Nazis, we're going to win."
Yeah.
We're going to win. And he goes like, "So then the Nazis lost. I don't know if you knew that. Like the Nazis lost. So, I had to like leave because like I was a Nazi and that was bad. And I was a vampire, like that was bad.
Really
and if
bad.
you're like a Nazi vampire, ooh. It's just such a good joke. Fuck. So yeah, man, it's just bits, really. Like it's another thing that it's like it's so funny you have to see it. One thing that I am fascinated by just because of the movie as a thing is that everybody loved it. Like
That worked
almost
on it, or
no, I mean besides people who worked on it, I mean like critics and people.
uh,
Like almost everybody who saw the movie, period, was like, this movie's fucking awesome. Which is amazing because sometimes you get movies that are like critically acclaimed, but people don't like it because it's like more about movie making, right? And other times you'll have movies that like people love, but that critics think is stupid because it's like very low common denominator shit.
mm,
Everybody loved this. Like every single person who saw it was like, it's fucking amazing. One person didn't like it, like a famous film reviewer, the guy who runs the film critique for the Observer. And then like a few years later, they asked him about it again. He was like, "Fuck yeah, that movie's awesome!" Like nobody hates that movie.
it's hard to hate it.
It's so good.
It's like how do I describe it? It's like seeing like college people hang out,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
But
like
they're like,
vampire.
yeah. I still love Bat Fight. Bat Fight is so good.
Yeah,
Bat Fight for like no reason.
Deacon and Nick.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, what the fuck you want, man? Like, I don't give a shit about your jacket. And then like he flies off. He goes like, whoa. And then Deacon turns into a bat after him. He goes, bat fight! Oh, ah! It's just like footage of CGI bats hitting each other in the air. Fuck, it's so good, man.
I figured the older one would be more powerful.
I mean, it is sort of what it is, right? Because everyone's scared of Petyr. And they're like, yeah, Vlad was the strongest of us. And then he broke up with his girlfriend, and now, he can't really get it working no more. It is still an age thing.
Well, they never told him. They never said explicitly, like, it could call him the Beast. He thought it was, like, something else. Until the end, it was like, oh, it's just his girlfriend.
Yeah, every single time it goes like the beast,
Oh,
and then
ex-wife.
it's like,
What?
well, girlfriend, I think is what he said. And like, yes, that is my ex-girlfriend. But yeah, yeah, and it goes like, every time he says the beast, it cuts to like medieval art of
Yeah.
like some kind of weird fucked up monster.
Yeah.
And he goes like the beast. It's like yes, his greatest nemesis, the beast. And then when they fucking get the stupid masquerade invitation, it's like, oh yeah, I heard I was gonna be the guest of honor. Who's the guest of honor? The beast. I'm okay. And he starts screaming in the distance as he's smashing shit. And then you go to then it's the ball. It's like Pauline. It's like that's the beast.
And they invited Stu there. Well, Nick
I
brought
can't
Stu
believe
there.
Nick brought Stu there. I remember when I saw it, I was like, this place is filled with things that eat people.
And the cameraman, since they're part of the.
I mean, I figured they had something going on to protect themselves because that's what they say at the beginning, right? We're like, oh, we had protection on us and we had like whatever. But like,
Sure.
Stu had nothing. Stu was just. I figured Stu was gonna bore the shit out of them when they're like, "What do you do?" And he goes like, I work as a systems analyst." They're like, "Explain that." And he starts going into it. They're like, "He's a virgin. Get him."
I guess we should explain a little bit more what Stu's
Oh yeah,
the only
Stu.
human.
Right.
He was about to get
Well, eaten.
no, it was
basically.
first like Nick was about to get eaten.
So it's that. So yeah, Viago, Vladislav, and Deacon live together in a house. They also live with Petyr, and presumably Petyr is the person who turned Deacon and probably knows something about Viago and Vlad, right?
Hmm.
So they like live together, and then like what they do is they just sort of do regular shit, and every once in a while they'll go out and like get people to be eaten. Sometimes they'll eat outside, sometimes they'll eat at home. They have like rules about like doing dishes and shit. It's great. I love it. It really is just living, just regular old like sharing an apartment, but
Yeah.
they're vampires. It's like if you're going to eat people, just put some stuff on the floor to soak up the blood because like I had this really nice antique sofa and like goes the red one. He goes, it's red now. It wasn't red before. And it's just like, yeah, it's great. So yeah, they get Nick and like I guess a friend of hers or a girlfriend or whatever. And then yeah, after fucking with them, they split. Viago eats the girl and then like Peter's running Nick is running out and Petyr just jumps him
Yeah.
and turns him into a vampire and then they just got Nick hanging around. By the way, Nick telling everybody he's a vampire was really fucking funny.
He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a vampire."
Yeah, it just goes up. It's like, hey, you know me? I'm a vampire. And then he goes like, who is that guy? He goes, I don't know, but I trust him.
He's He's like, I'm a vampire hunter.
Oh no, yeah, that one was like, I'm a vampire, Lou. He goes, you're a vampire? I'm a vampire hunter, dude. He's like, no, you're fucking not. Ha. And he just walks away. Ah, that man.
And that backfired.
Yeah, then yeah.
I
Uh,
mean, I would have like killed him if he was gonna tell everyone, "Hey, look, I'm a vampire,"
you'd think, right?
and then prove
That
to
that's.
people he's a vampire.
But I guess the guys are like way goofier than that because they're not. They don't. They barely know how to hunt. They
But they
like
lived for a long time, so.
they've lived for a long time. I think they're just kind of goofy.
Because
I feel.
Viago's like, all right, I want to make sure my victims have a good time before I eat them.
Oh fuck yeah! That was really. Oh, that was a bloody and goofy joke because it's like gory, but it's still really funny because like he goes for the neck bite and she thinks it's like a sex thing and he goes like yeah, and then he bites the major artery and he goes no it's too much it's like spurting in his face. He's like I feel like I put the towels down for nothing and then like afterwards he's like so made a mistake, a lot more blood than I expected, and you get that one going, you can't really stop it. So yeah. He's just covered in blood.
Yeah,
Ah
they're all
man.
goofy.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I say how much I love the like Vladislav the poker? Because it's not Vladimir. It's not Vlad the Impaler. It's not Dracula. He didn't like impale people. He poked them,
mhm.
and he just looks very proud of himself. And it like cuts to a medieval painting of him like jabbing somebody with a spear.
Well, they went to like a real painting because he still uses a torture chamber when he gets stressed.
I don't know if those are real paintings. That's the thing.
No, it was a real like film.
Oh, the real dungeon thing. Yeah, no. No, I'm talking about like when it cuts to the paintings
Oh,
of
I
stuff.
thought those were real things. And
I think those are made for the show.
really that takes a lot of effort.
It does and it doesn't if you have the right kind of design team. But it's because some of them are like way too specifically lining up with what they're saying.
I thought they
And
just saw a picture that made the story.
now I feel like because the thing is, it was written by Taika and Jermaine, right? So I feel like they wrote it out with the idea that it was going to be a mockumentary thing, and then like had to find some things to work that make that work. But I don't know if you could get all of it, you know? Because some of the shit they say is super specific.
Yeah.
Like I bet the Beast one was real,
Yeah.
but I don't know about all the other ones.
I think
That's
the
what I
other
think.
one was real.
I feel like some of them.
Nazi vampires.
So, the Nazi vampire. Oh, that reminds me. You remember the montage at the beginning with pictures of them hanging out, which I guess they lived in New Zealand for like a couple hundred years
Mhm.
or whatever. I really do love the picture of a real bat, and in the bottom it says Deacon 1978.
Oh yeah.
It's just a picture of a real bat.
Yeah.
Like it's not a digital bat. That's like a real vampire bat. It was like, yeah, we were having a great time. Look, it's Deacon back in the 70s, and it's just a picture of a bat.
He was.
So good. Such a good, like, fucking you see it for a frame joke. I love that. Ah, man.
They also have to get invited.
Ah, yeah, when they try to get into bars. Because the vampire things you have to be allowed in. So there's like, hey, are you going to let us in? Yeah, go ahead. No, just go. I don't have to say anything. It's like, we kind of need you to say something. I really do love that they just walk the streets and bump into other vampires. And they had, like, the little girl vampires. I was like, hey, how's it going? What are you guys up?
Transformed early.
Yeah, because they got bitten early. So like, you know, what are they gonna do? They're stuck like that. And he goes like, yeah, what are you guys doing? You had to kill some perverts? Yeah, we're gonna go meet a pedophile. Cool. And then it like later it shows them murdering the guy in the street.
Yeah, it's like, okay, they're just there. They doesn't know where to
Yeah,
find them.
yeah, they're just there. Well, I mean, they can use hypnosis, right? Obfuscate if you're going to use Vampire the Masquerade. Like when the cops show up,
Mhm.
they're just like, no, it's fine. Okay. Speaking of which, here's the thing I found out about since like I've seen this show, and I really, really do like this like movie. It's a really cool movie.
Mhm.
So I found out from someone else that like the movie got turned into a TV show,
Okay.
and it turns out it got turned into 2 TV shows.
All right.
So the thing is, they were originally going to do a direct sequel to the movie, which was going to be called What We Do in the Moonlight, and then like that fell through.
Mhm.
And then they were going to do Werewolves, and that's the one I heard about, that was going to be a movie about the werewolf guys that they run into, which is cool. I like that. I thought the werewolves were really funny.
Yeah. We were
Especially-
werewolves, not swearwolves.
Yeah, well, that, and also it goes like, why don't you go get that stick, werewolf? And then the guy starts running and goes like, no! Hey, Nathan, it's not real! He goes like, oh, what? Oh. But, yeah. So, yeah, the thing was they're going to do Werewolves, and they didn't get to because Taika Waititi ended up working on Thor and a bunch of other shit. But What did happen is that a while after the movie came out, they made a TV show based on the cops.
Okay.
It's called Wellington Paranormal because they're in the big city in New Zealand, Wellington. And so I saw the first episode. It really feels like the movie, and that's good.
Are they
I feel
like
like I'm gonna.
hypnotized?
No, they're just doing their policeman job. It's
Oh.
just that everything around them is paranormal. It's like the first episode, they find like a girl who's possessed by a demon, and they take her in because they think she's drunk.
They just don't get it.
Yeah, they just don't get it.
Okay. So that makes me think they actually the hypnotic thing didn't work on them. They just
They're just
didn't
that
get
dumb.
it.
They're just that dumb. Yeah. But yeah, there's a girl like possessed by a demon, and she was like, excuse me, ma'am, what's your name? Baju, all the eternally hungry, and I was like, right, right. How do I'm getting B-A-Z. Is that Z? And then again, like screams it, and it goes like, oh, Baju, all of the unholy realm. Okay, okay, all right. He was like, ma'am, you're gonna have to go with that. And then she just throws a guy, one of them, into the distance.
Oh.
And he goes like, officer down, officer down, and he gets an officer back up. Yeah, he's fine. And it just cuts to them taking her in the car to the station. So yeah, and also they made a direct TV show of what we do in the shadows that isn't the same characters, but it's the same feel. Again, like I watched the first episode again. It was written by Jermaine and directed by Taika, so it feels exactly like the fucking movie. A bunch of the other episodes are directed by Jermaine and written by other people. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah. So the Wellington Paranormal TV show came out in 2016, and the TV show for What We Do in the Shadows came out literally last year in March of
Okay.
2019, and it got renewed for a second season coming April 2020. So that's gonna be a thing. It follows a different group of vampires, but the guy who's the lead, Nandor the Relentless, feels exactly like Viago. So I really like him.
Uh,
He's kind of like a weird foppish guy. His thing is he was like, "Oh yeah, I was a soldier in the Ottoman Empire and I killed a lot of people." And people would be like, "No, please don't relent me." And I'd be like, "I have to, and everyone." So
you
yeah.
just have to.
Yeah, no, it's like my job. What do you what do you want me to do? So yeah, it's really cool, and I kind of want to watch the rest of the show because like I always really like this movie. I remember seeing it like a while ago, and I'm like, fuck, this is really good. When they said we're gonna do werewolves, I was like, that's gonna be great because I love the bit where they're like hanging out, and then and they're just like at the end of the movie where they're just hanging out, and he goes like, yeah, so like I'm the alpha, so I'm kind of in charge. These guys have to laugh at my jokes. And he's like, right? And then they start laughing, and one of them laughs out of time, and he goes like, "What are you laughing at?" And he goes like, I don't know." I'm like, "Gotcha, test failed." He goes, "Ha ha ha. What are you laughing at now?" Also, when they're getting filmed because they bump into the vampires, and he goes like, "Why don't you go smell other people's crotches?" And he goes, "Hey, why don't you go home and smell your crotches?" He goes, "Hey, we don't smell our own crotches. We smell each other's crotches." And it's like a greeting. He goes, "Don't say that. We're on camera." And he goes, "What? Oh, it's a good movie, man. I love it. It's
Everything is a
really
good joke.
every other joke. Well, I mean, every joke is amazing, and there's so many.
Poor Jackie.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, she got what she wanted in the end.
Yeah,
She got to be,
a vampire.
yeah. Although it was Nick, and then that's different. Rather than, but I would say it's more just because Deacon was like, I can't go outside. I need someone to do laundry.
Yeah.
This is rough.
Who's the one that wanted slaves again? What was that
Oh, that was Vlad.
Vlad? Yeah.
Because Vlad's like from the 12th century
Yeah,
when
he keeps saying
slavery
we
was
need slaves.
super regular. And he was like, why don't we get slaves? And everyone's like, oh no, man. Slaves are, that's really good. The director, Taika Waititi, was the one who played Viago.
Ah,
Yeah, and Jermaine is the guy who played Vlad. The guy who played Deacon was Jonah Bra, and he hasn't really done a lot of other things. People mostly know him for another TV show that came out that year, 800 Words, and he was on like a bunch of other things, but mostly in small bits. So yeah, I would say this is probably one of the bigger things people know him for. I really wish I could have seen more of Petyr, if only because his entire joke of not saying anything but still being pretty chill is nice. Like when Nick goes down to talk to Petyr after he's bringing Stu over, and goes like,
Oh.
I mean, I just, it's like, I brought him here maybe like 2 minutes ago, and I think they already like him more than me. but so he's human, and like I just didn't. I want to make sure you didn't eat him because remember, like when you met me, you ate me. So yeah, and Peter just nods.
Yeah,
He
he's
just
like,
he
I
just
get it.
nod. He's like, yeah, yeah, all right. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Also, students also like learn how to use the internet.
He modernizes them. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, how long have they been there, right? That they have all that old shit. And then, oh, man, you know what? That reminds me, since he talked about the internet, that reminds me of one of the fucking best jokes in the movie. Like, at the end, where Vlad doesn't want to go and he looks all shitty. And they go, like, look, man, are we going or not? And he's like, no, I don't want to go. He's like, seriously, you're not going to go just because the beast isn't. He's like, no, I don't want to go. Leave me to my dark bidding on the internet. And then they go, I was like, what are you bidding on? I was like, it's a table. It looks really nice. Fuck, that's such a good joke. Ah, man, I love this movie. This movie's great. So,
He
I mean,
modernizes them.
yeah, yeah, he gives them like laptops and television
And a
and like it
camera.
and an actual record player. Yeah, and a camera. I gotta admit, the fact that they can't see themselves in a mirror but can see themselves in a picture, it really does make me wonder why don't they just take pictures of themselves to see how they look? Because they
They
have
did it at
photo
the end.
albums. No, but I mean like when they were talking about the fashion stuff, right?
Oh, they still. I guess they
Remember?
still have like the habit of just helping each other.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like, hey, I remember this entire bit where they're doing a fashion montage because they're like, I actually don't know how I look because I can't see myself in a mirror.
Hmm.
So, I need you guys to help me out. But then I remember at the beginning there's like a big photo album with pictures.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take pictures? You
They didn't
gotta.
think about it for
Yeah,
centuries.
I don't. I guess they didn't think about it. I do love the photo albums though, where it just shows them dressed in like different costumes and shit. And he was like, "Yeah, last year I went as there was that one time I went as Whoopi Goldberg from Sister Act and Sister Act 2 back in The Habit, and didn't go over so well because it was a nun and vampires hate nuns." But this is fun. It's just a picture of
In
it.
an outfit.
Yeah, yeah, it's so fucking stupid. Oh man, oh yeah, he goes like, you can't go to the party dressed as Blade. He's a vampire hunter, but vampires love Wesley Snipes. I feel like it works out. No, get changed. Since I don't want to just quote every joke for the movie, is there anything else you want to say?
That's our problem. Everything is
Right?
jokes.
It's just too. Ah, yeah.
Like, go watch the movie.
Go watch the movie.
Is there a character we didn't talk about?
Let's see. Viago, Vlad, Deacon, Peter, Nick, Stu, Jackie, Anton. I guess the leader of the werewolves, but he doesn't really do much. There's that part where they're changing and they're tying themselves up, and he's just yelling at everybody because nobody's listening.
Yeah, he's like, make sure you tie yourself to the tree. Is that a tree? You know how big you turn to when you're a werewolf? It's not
You
a
know
big
how.
enough tree.
Go over there. Go to that tree. He's like, oh, we're not supposed to curse. I'm stressed. All right, I can't. And it's
This
like,
is the perfect time to do this because I'm gonna transform.
yeah.
And yeah, he's also like, keep the clothes you don't. Oh, take off the clothes you don't wanna tear up.
Yeah. He's like, why aren't you wearing your track pants? He's like, oh, my wife couldn't wash them because they got really bloody last time. And he's like, come on, man. Like, you're going to tear through those jeans. You guys, you're losing those pants. You're losing those pants. You know that's why we wear the track pants. I still love the combination lock. It's like,
Yeah.
I was like, hey, so, what? I forgot that. Why did you get a combination lock? I lost the key. I thought this would work.
Since I always forget the key, but then you guys a
Yeah,
combination.
then he forgets the lock anyways. What the fuck's the point? It's like, ah! That's why I want to see a movie about just them. Like, I want to see how that goes. If, like,
Yeah.
that's his whole role as everyone's dad. He has, like, how many people working with him? He's got to be like, no, jeez, don't eat. No, hey, don't curse.
Or werewolves, not swearwolves.
Yeah. God, that's such a good line. That's such a good line. I love it. I want to see that movie and then Taika Waititi got wrapped up with the other movie, the other Thor movie that he's directing, and he's like, God, he's like, I would love nothing more to do it, but we have so much shit going on, Do you have a
Yeah, Thor. So.
yeah? And he was like, do you have a deadline before you die? I want to do it at least before I die. I was like, it took us 7 years to do the first movie, so like, do the math, man. I don't know. It's not gonna be easy. And I'm like, it's such a good idea, though. I'm glad that they at least got the TV shows to like do something. Like that takes off as a really good idea.
Yeah, I want to see the cop show now.
Yeah, dude, you should totally
Of
check it out.
just not getting it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you remember when they were in the house and they saw the corpse.
Oh
Well, they didn't see the corpse.
yeah.
Right next to the corpse.
They saw that there's a dead vampire hunter, and then they go like, "What? That's not okay." It's like, "Yeah, he's really drunk. Come on, guys, you can't leave him down here. He's gonna wake up in pain. You should. Where's his blanket? You should have at least given him a blanket." You're like, look at that. There's a stone slab on top of him. That's gonna hurt. That's not gonna help. And they're like, yeah, yeah. And he goes like, oh my God, do you? And they're like, And I was like, look at that. Look at that. You see what that is? That's flammable. It's right on top of a lamp. Right above this. Look, man, that's a fire hazard. And like, you're right. I can't believe we left that there. That's literally how the first episode is of that show. Like it's that great. It really rolls with it. The fucking demon girl and it's just and I'm like, yep, I guess we gotta take her in because she's drunk. So yeah, I guess that's kind of it, right?
Yeah, unless we're gonna go for more bits, but
That's what I mean. Like I feel like I don't want to just quote every
that,
joke in
that's
the
like
movie.
all the characters.
That's yeah.
All that I want to talk about. There's still a zombie, but
I don't even know his name. I do love
it's
the
just
idea.
called zombie.
I do love the idea that the zombies are just around. That it's like the zombie association of the greater Wellington area.
Yeah, and the other ones are just. He was just like, oh yeah, we're tired of doing the whole like acting like a zombie bit, but it
He's just.
works.
Mhm. And the guy, and he comes over. It's like, yeah, so that's Terrence, and this is Sarah. And like, he's like, guys, let's groaning, let's groaning. Come on, come on. You gotta get better at this. I do wonder what the witches are though, because they said like the vampire and witch association. So like, I don't know, were they the people that look like people, or were those also vampires? I
I guess
don't.
because they have powers, they're probably thought they're witches.
I
That's a
guess
century.
because they thought that's what Stu was.
Yeah.
What is he? He's not a vampire, right? Yeah, he's not a zombie. Is he a witch? I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's also lumped in here. There's that one guy with the freaky eyes, and I was like, that's a vampire. That has to be a vampire. When they were like scanning through the
What the?
crowd, when they're like scanning through the crowd, when they were talking about the different things, and they brought the beast up. There's one guy with like these weird almond-shaped eyes that are just pitch black, and it's like
Oh.
cutting around. It's like, yeah, from the Vampire and Witch Association, and it cuts to that guy, and also the zombie organization, and it cuts to like one of the zombies as he's like sitting there. And it's like we look proud to welcome Pauline, and then it's the beast. But yeah, there's that one guy with like the weird almond-shaped eyes that are like just pitch black, and I'm like, is he a vampire? I guess I don't know. I do kind of wonder what like the rest of it is like, because like I mean, the movie already sets up the whole vampire thing, right?
Hmm.
Like the way they have to like hang out and like eat and all that kind of shit, and people who get turned early and all that other fun stuff. And then like and then it introduces the werewolves, and then it also shows zombies and this whole other stuff. So I'd love to see like everything else. The cop show is really good, and I've just seen the first episode of the pilot of the What We Do in the Shadows TV show.
Hmm.
By the way, there is a thing that the TV show does that gets into something that I like. Psychic vampires. As
Isn't
opposed,
how's it different from hypnosis?
yeah, no, psychic vampires feed on emotional energy,
Uh.
life force. They don't drink blood. So like, there's three regular vampires, and then like the psychic vampire comes in. He's like, "Hey guys, are we having a meeting?" And then it's like, "No, you can go." I was like, "All right." And then it explains like, "Yeah, I'm a psychic vampire, so like I don't really drink blood. Instead, I drain people's energy. Usually I bore them or I make them angry. And it's just him in an office going like, "Hey, what are you working on?" Oof, man, I can't imagine that, right? That seems like a lot. And you just see the person slowly get more tired and tired as he keeps talking.
So it's Lich King Curtis.
Yeah, it's a psychic vampire, and I'm like, I love that because the movie didn't do that. They just work with regular vampires, and then the fucking TV show goes like, yeah, no, fuck it, psychic vampire. I was like, that's good, and then it cuts back to him at the meeting, and he goes like, yeah, so I guess I'm gonna go then. And I'm like, yeah. Also, psychic vampires have the benefit of being able to feed on regular vampires normally, and then it just shows the guy in the shirt going like, he gets stronger by the day, and then the other girl's like asleep because all he did was say, "Hey guys, what's going on?" So like, yeah, that's a fun thing that the TV show does. I'm gonna continue watching the TV show since I only saw the pilot and the pilot was like really good. I would say watch the cop show. Cop show's pretty funny. It's like really funny.
What's the cop show called again?
Wellington Paranormal. I'll send you some stuff like after the show. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it then, right?
I guess it's food time.
Okay.
Huh. I don't.
Yeah. Right.
Where do you start? What do you think?
I think it's
It's comedy, right?
yeah. Well, I
It's
mean,
all
I didn't.
fish. So is it a fish?
I was gonna say it's a bunch of stuff that doesn't fill you, right? It's bits. It's just bits.
Mhm.
You
So
don't
like a
feel
chip or
satisfied
something.
because you can keep going, right?
Mhm.
Well, we've done chips. We've also done. Now, here's the other thing I think. Everybody loves this movie, right?
Mhm.
So it has to be something that's universally beloved and also not filling.
Lay's potato chips.
Potato chips. Now, here's the thing. Do you feel? I feel this is a surprising victory because something this specific, right? Vampires living in an apartment does
Mhm.
not strike me as the thing you think everybody would be super into. Am I wrong?
You're right.
Right?
Mhm.
It feels a little weird, but everybody loves it anyway. So
Yeah.
I feel we could step it up from potato chips to something else that's like a universal, yeah. But also like it's weird that I've never met anyone who's been like no.
So you
to-
mean something that's niche, like a niche chip?
Yeah. Like a niche kind of chip, less so than like just regular chips. You know what? I got an idea. This is a specific thing, but maybe it works. Kettle corn.
Oh yeah, I guess that is kind of niche.
Because kettle corn is salty and sweet, and it's not the first thing you think of when you think of popcorn, right?
Is this
Now,
movie sweet?
fuck, you're right. That's the thing. Sweet, damn. I was just gonna say because like it's a little out there, but it's still something you understand on a fundamental level, and everybody likes it. Dang.
It
All
could
right,
be
yeah.
the, but some people don't like sea salt popcorn.
That's the no, sea salt is different. Yeah. Damn it.
What
Huh.
about vinegar chips?
See, that's the thing. I don't like vinegar chips. I'm
Uh,
trying to think of something that like I've never heard anyone say no to. Um, is it pizza?
Pizza chips, or
Well,
just pizza in general,
pizza in general.
like a cheese pizza.
Yeah. But the thing is, I feel like everybody's like, no, most people don't see pizza and go like, huh, okay.
I feel like everyone knows what pizza is, though.
Why? That's the part of me that's getting like, all right. Okay, let's think. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Something that no one I know has said no to, and it's just a little out of the way, not a
Oh, what
lot.
about the light chips?
Light chips?
Yeah, it's like the regular potato Lay's chips, but then there's like a light flavor that has like less salt or whatever, like the healthier version.
Lightly salted chips?
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I guess I've never heard anyone say no, but I don't know if it's like a universal everybody's in. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, it's hard to
Fuck.
think of a chip
Is,
everyone's into.
is it
Oh, what
nacho?
about like ketchup?
Ketchup chips. But I think nachos. What about nachos? Because nachos can be pretty much
But I feel
anything.
like nachos you have to have something. Is it
No,
plain nachos?
no, no, no. It's like nachos as a concept because like not like a plate of nachos. I don't mean like a fucking dip nacho. Like have
Mhm.
you ever seen nachos as like actual meal?
Mhm.
That's what I mean. I don't mean like just the chips
Like the ones with the,
with meat and all that shit. Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say like the hot fries.
Andy Cap hot fries.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know if everyone knows Andy Cap's hot fries.
Yeah, I don't think everyone knows this movie, but I think people who know hot fries are into hot fries.
You know what? That's a fair point. That's a fair point. All right, hot fries. The thing is, I feel weird saying Andy Cap's hot fries because I don't know if there's anything else. I don't know if there's another one.
There's cheese fries.
No, but I mean, can I say hot fries and then not have to say Andy Cap? Do people even remember that it's not? I guess do people even know that it's Andy Cap's?
I didn't know it was handicap. Let me
Really?
type in hot fries and see. Yep, it's handicap's hot fries.
Yeah,
It's
my
also the
dude.
Chester Cheetah one, so I guess you have to put handicaps.
No, because I don't know hot fries from like Cheetos. I know Cheeto fries. Those are like spicy Cheetos.
Yeah, it's flaming hot.
Yeah, it's flaming
One.
hot Cheetos. It's
Oh,
not
okay,
hot
so yeah, it's not
fries.
hot
That's
fries.
what I'm saying.
Mm,
That's what I'm saying. But like hot fries is Andy Caps.
yeah,
Did you not know it was Andy Caps?
I
He's
know
on the back
it's
on all
on
the
the
bags.
cover, yeah, but I never pay attention to it because this is hot fries. I'm like, yep,
Mm. I guess it's hot fries then.
all right.
All right, that works. Yeah, 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 yeah. If you know, you're in. It's a little bit weird because it's not like the regular kind of chip, but it's really good. I like it, and I can't even handle spice because it's not really spicy. Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's hot fries. Cool, 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 cool. Everybody shut the fuck up. It's time for the news.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, so my news is Vanguard Princess.
I do know Vanguard Princess. I like Vanguard Princess.
Yeah. They came out with a comic.
Oh, what?
They're doing a comic series now.
Like,
Like explain the whole story and everything.
oh my God, really?
Mhm.
Oh,
and I just read the first chapter before we're
okay.
about to do this.
What is it?
So it's about like how the okay. So you know how they have like tactic. They have like the magic powers or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
They made like an academy to see who would be like the Vanguard princesses. Like who's the strongest one who have the awakened powers from
Okay.
whatever game. And they're doing like the beginning story where the girl with the big sword, wooden sword thing.
Okay.
She's like in the same school as the one with the arrow, Ayana, I think.
Is that what it's about?
Well, it's just starting. It's they're supposed to like go out and save the world, from the person who wants to destroy it.
Okay.
So it's just like giving more detail to it.
Huh.
And it turns out, you know how the girl with the arrow has the eye patch?
Yeah.
Apparently Yui, I think that's her name.
Dude, it's been a minute for me.
But she's like the first character.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No,
She
I know who you mean.
she was just gonna go out and look for the girl that's gonna end the world and destroy her. But then she was like, "No, I won't let you." And then they got into a fight, and she like
Oh.
cut her eye off.
Okay.
So I was like, "Oh."
Ugh, ugh.
But yeah, it's. I'm gonna read the second
It's
chapter.
interesting that it's going somewhere.
Yeah,
Like of
I
all
think
the
the guy
things.
who
Yeah.
made the game is drawing it too.
Oh. Oh. Okay. That's good. Keep it consistent. Keep it consistent.
It's so weird that they're just doing this after like what is it, 2018 it came out?
I think it's older. I think Vanguard Princess is older than that.
Let
Let me
me see.
think. Are you doing live research?
Mhm.
Can I take a guess?
Sure.
Because it happened during during they gave out money during an earthquake. So I'm gonna say 2009, 2010. Do it, do it,
At
do
the
it, do it, do
earliest
it.
reviews are like 14, but I'll double check.
Now look up Vanguard Princess. Like Google it.
Okay.
My money's on 2009, 2010. Because I remember they did the thing where it was like, oh, pay for this, and then also we're gonna give money to the
Oh
people
yeah,
who
you're
were
right.
affected by the
2009.
Tohoku. Yeah, because I remember them giving money for the Tohoku earthquake in 2011. Because I think the game came out before that.
Yeah, this game is 11 years old.
Yeah, game's old as fuck. Okay, cool. I got two things I want to talk about. First, Ishizoka reviewers got removed from Amazon Prime because it's gross.
And Funimation.
Funimation was dubbing it, so they dropped
Uh,
it. But you could still probably find, it's it being streamed the from other things, right? Because they could just have the Japanese version. So Amazon Prime was apparently doing the Tokyo MX airing schedule,
mhm.
and yeah, so Tokyo MX canceled its airing because they were like, "Hey, shit's changed. We're not good with this." And it's like, cowards, cowards, the lot of you. It's too gross. Now it's too gross. You're telling me you didn't know what it was about, coward. Why would you start this? Don't start this. Maybe back out from the beginning. But whatever. KBS, Kyoto, Sun TV, BS11, ATX still showing it. They don't give a fuck.
It's
And so
weird
like,
because they posted. I don't think
yeah,
this is the most gross thing they did.
I don't know. It might be. It's pretty out there. But anyway, yeah. So you know what? What the fuck else has like been shown on Tokyo MX? I think Akiba Strip was on that. Was the TV show for Akiba Strip really gross? I don't know. Oh, you know what else was on there? The one about the girls who who like live in a fantasy world and get molested by monsters. That one was on there. So
Yeah.
yeah, stuff's happened. But anyway, so yeah, Funimation was like, nope, not doing it, and I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But Amazon also backed out. I'm like, wow, wow. Also, a bunch of people have like stopped doing it. Like for example, there's like a French company that was like, nah, I'm good. But I'm amazed that Amazon was like, no, forget it.
I think
Of
it's
all
because
the,
Tokyo MX thought it was bad. They were like, oh, we should probably think it's bad too.
maybe everybody else should back down.
Or maybe because it was like too like. I mean, we saw the first few episodes,
Dude,
right?
yeah, episode one already starts places, and then two and three keep going
I
when
don't
they
want to
measure
defend it. Like,
his dick. No, but I'm surprised that like you knew what this was, and we're like, I'll give it a shot, and then like after really seeing it, going, oh no, I made a mistake. That's the part that gets me.
oh, the way
Of-
they back down.
Like if you knew, why not just not do it from the beginning? You can't tell me you didn't know. You have trailers for it. You knew it was gross. Why even start?
I guess they didn't.
That's the part that confuses. It's like the thing is predicated on reviewing prostitutes. You could have just said no. You're not the only person who has ever said no. Just don't do it. Why start? Why start and then go, you know what? In retrospect, this is too gross. Just don't do it from the beginning. It's weird. It's weird to me.
Maybe they didn't really check it.
It feels like somebody said, yeah, let's do it. Whatever. It's anime. And then, like, looked back and were like, whoa, what? And I'm like, so then why didn't you actually look? If you were, it's one of two things. Either A, you were cool with it and now suddenly aren't cool with it. Or B, you didn't actually look and you just let it slip by. And that's a bad decision either way.
Or maybe the people didn't like it.
I'm just saying, either way, this is a bad move. Why didn't you just not do it? Because the worst thing you can do is seem like the kind of person who backs out. That gets either side pissy.
Or maybe something else happened.
Well,
We're not
the
seeing.
the legal statement is we made changes to the circumstances within our television department. That's it. Which sounds to me that somebody realized what it was and was like, oh, fuck.
Like,
But
it's
that-
too much.
But then at the same time, why did you accept this to begin with? If somebody told me, hey, I'm going to put on a TV show about, like, fucking, I'm going to put on this TV show, I'm going to use Occupy Strip as an example, where a guy has to rip off women's clothes so they can kill them because they're vampires. And if I was like, all right, that sounds weird, no, that's fine. That's fine. But if I hear that and I go, yeah, sure, whatever, and then later people go like, what is this? And I have to go, why? I don't know. Shit's changed. You know what? Forget I said that. That's the thing that gets me. Because you could have just said no. You
Yeah,
could have
I
just
don't.
said no.
I guess
Who-
they just backed down. They're like,
Who was checking? No, because who was checking the stuff and then they let it through, you know? Because that's a problem if, like, you don't have any direct contact with the people who are, like, having this kind of stuff. Because it means you don't really have control over the stuff you air. If you, like, are able to put it up and then, in retrospect, go, shit, you know? Because it shouldn't have gone to air to begin with. If the back down was the response to, like, the third or fourth episode. Because it's still going. It's not going to stop.
yeah.
There's other people who are going to show it. So that's fine. You don't have to accept the creepy fucking sticky dollars. I'm just saying you should have never said you were going to take the sticky dollars.
Yeah, we shouldn't have done that.
I know I wouldn't take sticky dollars. So I wouldn't have done it to begin with. And it just seems weird. Like, fine, other people are like, this is gross and creepy. I'm not
But,
down.
I mean,
But why say yes?
if I was in charge or whatever, and I already said yes, I would just keep it going. Like, oh,
Yeah, because you already said yes.
people will probably buy this. And stuff.
Yeah. Some
From
people
like
are
a
down. Yeah.
money standpoint.
Some people are more about the fiscal endpoint, and they're like, I want the sticky dollars. Because the sticky dollars is still dollars.
And if you don't like it or whatever, you don't have to watch it, right?
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I mean, if it's a broadcaster, right? It your only job is to put it to other people, right?
hmm
You could. It's not like every show in the world has to be seen by everyone, right?
hmm
You can just not pick it up, is what I'm saying. And I don't understand why they picked it up.
I don't know.
And I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea. Maybe just, do something else.
I feel like it's probably more than just, oh, it's weird sex stuff that we don't want to put out. I definitely think it's more than that because we don't have enough information.
I imagine it's an image thing, because that's
What?
usually what companies do.
I know they want to keep their image, but their image is already, like,
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
So
I guess
that's
that's
why I
true.
definitely think there's more to it that we're
But
not
I just
seeing.
remember when Sony moved to America and then suddenly started giving up on all the really gross anime, weird fucking
Yeah, that
games.
makes sense. Like,
And
uppers
it's
didn't
like,
come out.
yeah, well, I mean, not only uppers, but like after a bunch of the Senran Kagura games came out, they were like, hey, maybe not that one anymore. And it's like, oh, now it's too much when I have this game on my Vita that is basically, fucking, here, look, you can put softening gel on the girls. Like, come on. You didn't give a shit before. How dare you lie to me and pretend you give a shit now? Like, I don't mind if you don't give a shit. Or if you do give a shit. If you do give a shit, that's cool. You could just not be that kind of guy, you know? That's why there's porn game companies. They're the ones who care.
Like,
I don't
manga
want it-
gamer.
Yeah, I don't need Nintendo to publish Manga Gamer content. I don't need Manga Gamer to publish Nintendo content. It's fine either way. I don't care. It's the sudden like, ooh, ooh, that weirds me out.
Like, I guess a money issue or like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
It
know.
could be a lot of things.
I'm just saying.
I don't think
Like
it's this like, oh, it's too much to
I'm
the point.
saying, you read it, you hear about it, and you're like, that shit sounds gross. And either it's, ew, that shit sounds gross, or hell yeah, that shit sounds gross. The other thing I wanted to talk about was that the Evo tournament games came out.
I was gonna say that. Fuck you.
Well, motherfucker, I gave you your chance to say your thing, and I thought you were done.
Well, I guess that is news. I was gonna do the hype thing.
Oh, is that what you're hype about?
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't
no,
know
I
that's.
got. I'll just talk about something else that you probably already know. I'm gonna talk about.
Okay, yeah, sure. Anyway, so the list I have seen up until now is SF5, Dragon Ball Fighters, MVC2, which is like, oh, it's back. Grand Blue, Tekken 7, Under Night, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Soul Cal 6, and Sam Show.
The Marvel's Capcom 2. That's just an invitational, so it's not like everybody.
It's an 8-man, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm still surprised it's there at all.
It should have been everybody. I don't know why. But okay. Also, some
So
players are saying like, oh, they didn't hear about it before. Like Justin Wong was saying like, oh, they never told me about it earlier. It just came out.
it was a surprise for everyone, I guess.
So some people might not go that were invited.
Oh wait, did they send them out? They sent him the invitation after?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's a problem because sometimes you have to like fucking set up flights and all that kind of stuff. Ugh, that's bad.
Well, he was already going to Evo. I mean, like, I guess Sanford Kelly, Santrex, or whatever.
Yeah, yikes.
I don't think he was going to Evo
Mm.
or planning to.
So yeah, I'm just surprised MVC2 is there again. Also, Grand Blue. How long has it been out? Not
Uh,
crazy long,
well,
like
the
a
beta
year.
was like a year ago, but it just
Beta
came
was like a
out
year ago. Yeah, I
last
was gonna
week.
say. I was gonna say like it didn't come out, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hmm. Because like the game is coming out in Japan came out last week, but in the States it still hasn't come out.
No.
So I'm kind of surprised that they pushed that they're like, yeah, it's gonna be there at Evo. Does the Veda have that much movement on it?
Yeah,
Like,
they're already doing tournaments in the beta.
no, but I mean, people are watching it.
Yeah.
Cause you remember that's most of what it is. That remember that I can't remember what game it was that they clipped, but they clipped one. They were like, people aren't watching it. So like
Mortal
I
Kombat.
mean, was it MVC? Was it MK?
Well, it's not on. It's on Evo, so.
No, I just remember that like there was a specific one like a year or two ago when people were like, why is that one not there? And I was like, oh, it's because no one's watching it. It's like okay, it has a dedicated scene, but there's not enough people to like for it to validate its position as like one of the games on Evo. I was like, okay. Well, the official lineup,
Maybe
there's all the
Guilty
side
Gear.
tournaments and shit. I don't remember. It's been a minute, but yeah.
It's a
So
lot
that's
of
why
games like that.
I'm so surprised. It's like, oh, it's MVC2. Really?
They made some weird choices.
Yeah.
I don't think Under Night and Birth is bigger than MK11.
I don't
But
think
okay.
it is either, but I don't know. Maybe it has more eyes on it. I'm surprised that Under Night is getting this much of a push. Like it's always been like there, like dedicated, like King of the Anime things, but like
Mhm.
to see it here now, it's like it's real different.
It's weird.
Also, I don't know shit about Smash. Is that the one? I'm surprised it's not Melee because I thought Melee people don't refuse to change.
Melee didn't come this year. Everyone was happy, except for the Melee people.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say they refuse to change, so I'm surprised it's Ultimate.
Well, everyone said 2 Smash tournaments at Evo was too much. Right?
It is kind of wild. Yeah. So yeah, Tekken I get, SFV yeah I get it, SoulCal I get it. Sam Show's still kind of like oh yeah, because I kind of forget it exists.
I play it and I'm like, this is slow.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? It's
I
like
like
an
the
action.
mechanics, just speed it up.
Don't the match end in like 20 seconds?
It could.
Yeah,
Or the
right.
whole timer.
That's what I heard.
If you like knock someone's sword out, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's dead. I'm like, oh okay. I remember playing the old Sam Show games, like Sam Show 4 and shit. So like, I guess this one's going back to like Sam Show 1.
Do they
That's
have
like
that character that just kills you if you like get a 1 frame input?
sounds like a thing I remember.
That was in Sam Show 1. I like that character. It's like be really good at doing inputs and you just win.
You just win. Yeah, that sounds like a thing I remember. It's been a very long time. I have more vivid memories of like Street Fighter EX3 than I do of Sam Show.
Was that even popular?
No, No, it's not.
Weird.
It was slow, dude. It's way slower than like traditional Street Fighter. Like Alpha stuck with the fast thing, and then EX was like, nah. And I played EX because I had it on the PS2, and I was like, ooh, there's a lot of juggling in this bitch. I'm about to keep you in the air and just like kill you. I was like, this is cool. Darun's fucking inputs for his super were like, you have to guess, and I'm like, I don't even know what to do with that.
You have to guess.
You have to
It's
guess.
not the 360.
No, 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 no. You do it, but like the actual super is not definite. You play rock, paper, scissors with your opponent.
You mean like it's a grab? I'm confused. What do you mean guess?
Okay, so you do the 360 input, you grab them, right?
Mhm.
Okay, now for the actual damage, you play rock, paper, scissors, where you have
Uh,
like four buttons and then they have to figure it out. And then it's commands, so it's like forward kick, or did I do up and like this, or did I do a half circle? Like it's like that.
uh.
It's like Tekken when you play King and you do the grapple chain.
Okay, yeah. Then you have to guess. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
What
it's like that.
simpler couldn't be
It's like that.
inside the grapple. Yeah.
Yeah, inside the grapple.
Okay.
It's wild. It's a wild time. I was never able to get the last one. Like fucking, it was goddamn. But yeah, I think that's like interesting. They're like, oh really? This okay, sure. Sam Show's here. People love it. I guess I don't have shit else to say. Tire!
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. All right, what did you want to talk about?
Grand Blue Fantasy.
So have you been playing it?
No, but I've been watching it.
Okay. So
The
what?
story
How's it?
mode is like a RPG.
What? What
It's
does
like
that
Final
mean?
Fantasy.
What?
It's like a RPG.
How does that? How does
Uh,
that work in the
okay, I
context of
guess
the
more
fight?
like Kingdom Hearts with 2D. But yeah, you
Ah,
pick your units and you send them out to like fight a big boss.
okay.
And yeah, you have to beat their little minions. They have certain health bars until you can attack the main boss again.
Okay. So like on the units, that's weird because this is a gotcha game, isn't it?
Mhm.
That's an interesting direction to take it.
Mhm.
To take the gotcha game into just like RP. So is it like
You get
I
like
don't know?
loot and stuff after you beat them and experience points and they have levels.
You fucking what?
Yeah, it's really an RPG game.
Hmm. Cause yeah. Huh.
The only thing is like you don't have the like magic whatever. You just do the inputs for the RPG stuff and the supers.
Okay. Wow, that's weird. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, it's cool. It's very different.
it's
I like
very
that.
different.
I like that. I like that it's different. I can just in my mind think of it as that mode nobody plays.
People are playing it though. They're grinding it already.
Really?
Mhm.
Huh.
Like people are like level 70 and they
You
found
know what?
like the optimal EXP route if they grind this one level.
You know what's funny?
What?
The one thing I always knew about Grand Blue Fantasy, besides it being like kind of a gotcha thing, is that it's the guy who wrote the music for Final Fantasy 5 and 7 and 6,
Mhm.
and then the guy who drew the art for Final Fantasy 5 and 6.
And tactics, right?
And Lost Odyssey and 9. And did he do Tactics? I don't
I
remember.
remember that from the panel,
Oh, okay. Because I know the guy did.
or at
I'm
least.
100% sure that he did 5 and 6.
Mhm.
He did. He helped on 3. Did he do Tactics Advance? I think he did the main theme. But
Okay.
yeah, so like it's weird. It's weird that like they're like hanging out again on this one.
Mhm.
And so the fact that the story mode is more of an actual fucking RPG. I thought that's what the main games were, because the main games are actually like Final Fantasy. So it's weird that the fighting game they decided is also going to be Final Fantasy.
Hmm.
I guess it works. People like it. I remember playing the Dissidia game. You remember that?
Mhm.
I played the fucking the Duodecim, the Dissidia Duodecim Final Fantasy on the PSP, where you like
Their
have like
name for so long.
you have like a chess system that leads into the fighting game for the main story. You have to move places along like a weird chessboard that's like the timeline aggregate. So you know what? I'm not really shocked that this one's also as weird. I guess I'm just surprised because it's a fighting game in this context. But generally, I think of it as a gotcha game. So it's like, oh, okay.
It's
So
like
for
a
the fighting
weird
game
hybrid.
story, yeah, for the fighting game story mode, you chose to make Final Fantasy is the part that makes me go like, ah, okay, huh, all right.
Yeah.
So wait, you've been watching people play the story mode?
Oh, in general, both. Yeah.
Okay,
I tried to see all of it.
okay, yeah, that's fine. I was just wondering because I'm like,
And
okay, so, I mean, people aren't actually.
no, people are playing the
Yeah,
online part.
Okay, cool.
I think Metro's pretty good. Matera is pretty good. I mean, the one that I said I liked before with the
Oh yeah,
arrows and the
yeah, yeah,
butterfly.
yeah. Okay.
There's also Charlotta. Oh, if you didn't hear it, she's like a really small
I,
character that just
I'm
keeps hitting you because she
okay.
has a rush punch, but
Oh,
it like leads
cool.
it to another normal.
Okay.
So you can just keep chaining it, and just the defense is like there's no push block, so you just have to kind of hold it or guess correctly with a jump.
Is it okay?
So she's like the strongest one so far.
It's all guessing. It's all guessing. Damn. Okay. Well, anything else?
I want to know how the supers work, because sometimes you get a super that just does like extra damage, but I'm not sure how that works yet.
Hmm.
It seems to be at like low life, you get extra damage or something.
Is that anything like awakening mode in Persona? Where when
No, there's no like
no,
gauge for it.
no, that's it in Persona when you like get below a certain amount of health, you can do the fucking what's basically the astral finish.
I guess
You,
so.
you you get more super meter, you do a little bit more damage, and also you get the chance to do the astral finish thing. That's not what they call it in that game. I forget what the fuck it's actually called. But yeah, Persona 4 Arena, that's what they have.
I
I
didn't play
remember.
that.
Oh yeah, I play the shit out of Ultimax. It's really fun. It's really fast. So like that like really goes for me. But yeah. That's the thing that happens. Like when you get your health below a certain level, I think it's like 30%. Like it's when under 30, you unlock awakening mode and you do a little more damage. And yeah, you're like super meters like up 100%, right? Like 0 to 100. It
Mhm.
caps out at 150 and you gain it back faster because it's supposed to be like a hope that you can maybe do a comeback.
Hmm.
So that's pretty
Okay.
cool. So I guess maybe is it like that?
I guess so.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know shit about the Grand Blue game, so I can't.
I never
No.
actually played it, so.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
it's not even in English yet.
Yo, yeah, it's not gonna be in English for like another month.
And then the
Like,
next month will be Evo.
yeah. Well, no.
Two
Wait, does
months.
it come out in May, right? I
It's
thought it came
in
out in
July.
March. Wait. No, not Evo. I meant the game.
Oh no, it came out.
It came out in Japan in February.
Yeah,
I know
February.
that. But I mean, when is it coming out in America?
I have no idea. I want to say
I
a
think
month
it's
later.
March. I think it's March. Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
no, you got time. People got time before Evo.
but
That's
Japan's already ahead of the
fine.
curve.
Well, yeah,
They
yeah, but they
found out
always
about
are.
land cancels.
Yeah,
So
but they always are. They
yeah,
almost get the game first, so they're always ahead.
I'm not sure if this is intentional, but you can also like cancel out of your specials with a normal.
I
So
wonder what I wonder what that does then.
well, I know
'Cause
like for
the specials have
Matera.
cooldown, right? So like, what's the cost turn there? Like, if the special is always an
Well, there's
attack.
this dodge thing like in KOF, so I guess if you predict it, you could get a free punish.
Oh, that's neat. I didn't know that.
Oh, and there's also you could block when you're going down, but not rising in the air.
Wait, what?
So yeah, you could block when you're falling down.
When you're falling down.
Mhm.
Okay. So like, say you get popped up on your way back, if they drop anything, you can block.
Yep.
Really? But not going up when you're trying to do it like a cross up. No.
When you're trying to do it, what do you mean by
Yeah, I mean, if you're like hopping up, right?
if you're jumping? Yep.
Yeah, you can't.
When you're rising.
Oh,
So when
okay.
you're falling, you block.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Neat.
I don't see. Oh, I found the first one talking about before. Oh, he is in there. Varesa. Sorry, from my Showdown.
Ah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Ah.
I don't see people like using that a lot. I feel like they should because it looks like a land cancel. Then it'll turn into like an anime fighter.
I
But
mean, there's so much there, probably.
yeah, I think people are still learning it.
Yeah. So you said it's been out as a beta for how long?
Uh,
Last year?
yeah, like the summer, so maybe half a year.
Okay. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Shit. Should I just go then?
Yeah, I'll just go.
Okay. Cool. I already told you this in person yesterday, but I guess I'll mention it here. So like people have D&D shows, right, where they just sort of like play a game,
Mhm.
and there's some really famous ones like Critical Role with like voice actors and stuff, and
Mhm.
like that's cool. I've never particularly been interested in it just because I like tabletop games too, but like that one in particular just never invested as much into it. As I've already said on multiple times on this program, I fucking love Vampire the Masquerade. I really love Vampire the Masquerade and all that White Wolf shit. I love it. It's so fucking wild and weird and stupid. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. And I found one for Vampire the Masquerade.
What is it
uh,
called?
it's called Vampire the Masquerade LA by Night. It's on the Geek and Sundry channel. They're like one of those they pretty much do the same shit. They do a bunch of different things, like talk about video games and yeah. But there's something about this one that like there's one thing like fucking God, what's his name? Will Wheaton, where Will Wheaton does stuff like that. Will Wheaton will talk about like board games that other people haven't played, like Rune Lords and shit. And you're like, let's play that. You want to get into it? And yeah, it's it you know I'm way hard on fucking Vampire the Masquerade, so this really does it for me. This really does it for me.
What's the story about so far?
Okay, so here's the thing. There's four people.
Hmm.
One of them is a Nosferatu. He's I say people, but you know what I mean. One of them is
Vampires,
a
people. They're
yeah.
basically people.
They're basically people. I mean, really, when you think about it.
We just reviewed the movie on.
We just talked about a movie about vampires.
They're
Yeah, I guess
basically
that's
just
true.
college students
They're
hanging out.
basically college students. Ironically, one of them is a college student.
Wow.
So yeah. There's a Nosferatu. His name is Jasper. There's a Ventru. His name is Victor. There's a Toreador. Her name is Nellie. And then after they like have control of a college, right? That's the domain given to them by the Baron of the region. And there's a bunch of people who are getting sick, and they're like, I wonder what's going on that they're getting sick. And then it turns out that there's like a fledgling. This is what they call like baby vampire. A
Hmm.
fledgling who's like, oh yeah, I just turned into a vampire like last Friday. So I've been trying to figure out what to do, and I've been taking blood from people using syringes and like talking to them, so that it's all a-okay. And it's like, sure. And it's like, so is the sickness you drinking from people? She was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, we have to do something about this now. You have to go meet the Baron. And he goes like, who the fuck is that? He's like, you have a lot to learn. Hey, who's your sire? I have no idea what that means. And it's half like comedic, half serious. It's like the Nosferatu goes like, "It's your vampire daddy," and he goes like, "Oh, you what? Don't say it like that." It's like I'm using words she'll understand. It's yeah, it's great. It's great. And yeah, so then like as it turns out, like they're spending the whole time teaching the fledgling like, hey, this is what our culture is. This is what it's about. Get ready for it. And they're like working their way through a war breaking out between the Anarchs who have control of the region and the Camarilla, because the Camarilla are coming in and going, I fucking want this back. If you don't know Vampire the Masquerade, there's like two faction things. It's like a whole long thing. But yeah, so
Maybe we should
it
do an
really
episode
helps.
on it.
It really helps if you already know Vampire the Masquerade. It doesn't help if you don't. But a lot of it is explained because you have the benefit of having Annabelle, the fledgling vampire, sort of work as a audience surrogate. You
Hmm.
know,
To
it's a
get
thing.
people to know about society. That's smart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't know. Annabelle doesn't know either. So as Annabelle learns, you learn. If you're already in, then you get really excited when you hear shit go down. Like in one of the other episodes, Jasper has to leave to go do a thing, and he sends his friend over, and his friend is a Malkavian. And if you know what that is, then like the second he comes on, you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be wild. This is gonna be a trip. And yeah, it's really cool. The guy who is running the game, he's the storyteller. It's just what they call it in the fucking vampire games. His name is Jason Carl. He works for White Wolf, and you can really feel it in the way that he does all of the narration and the conversation with as the NPCs. He does a really good job, and I admire his work, I guess is what I'm saying. Which is a weird thing, I think, if you're not into this kind of stuff, to hear that. So you're like, I admire his ability to entice the people to playing the game. But yeah, it's just really good. I dig it. And I'm like, every episode is like 2.5, 3 hours long. And I'm on episode 5, and I'm just like really in. I'm in. I love it. They make some references to stuff that is like exists in the books. So like if you have read the fucking like novel books, the books that they make like in the world, like even then there's more stuff. Like they have a character from the Gangrel clan book just show up, and it's like, oh wow, okay, that's yeah, wow, fuck. Like you hear that name and you're just like, oh, from the book, and yeah. It's really cool. I really like it, and they have like guests who are like other people. Actually, one of the guys from Critical Role is now on the show for like this episode, and it's like he's doing really good. I can see why people like the shit that he does in the other thing. I just haven't watched the other thing because, like I said, as much as I like D&D, I'm not as invested in it as I am Vampire the Masquerade and all that other White Wolf shit.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm super into it. It's Vampire the Masquerade LA by Night. So, yep, that's it.
All right.
Anything else? Anything else you want to mention? You want to bring up? I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, cool. We could just talk about shit like completely off the shore or whatever. Nah. So that's it for Manga Palette. Thank you for listening. And if you're still here, you guys get it.
Yeah, you guys get it.
Yeah, you guys get it. Bye.